All right, so we have 9 more questions on this page. So let's use 10 minutes, okay? Should be enough to do these ones. Pay attention to question, take a look at S and T first, okay? Those two, you can see that you have the base that are the same, okay? So for those ones, you need to simplify first. Okay, remember the instruction says simplify and then evaluate, okay? So what I mean is like use the rules that you learned before, okay? Like in question 1, page 11, right? You can use the exponent laws to simplify it so then it becomes just one term, okay? Because they all have same base, you can simplify it first before you start evaluating. So same as before, all the final answers does not have exponent, okay? It's either a fraction or a number, or it could be undefined as well. All right, so when you finish, you can raise your hand. So we'll go over at 250. Are these questions harder? So far, only one person done. If you finish, please raise your hand. Okay, Tony, which question are you working on now?
Working on the T.
Okay. And how about you, Wilson?
Um, I just came back from the washroom, so I'm just like I'm on question O right now.
Question O? Okay. And Angeline, which one are you working on?
The last one.
Okay. Okay, you guys can begin writing the answer on the screen now. Isabella, for your question M, where is the square? You're missing the square somewhere, right? 2/3, that means there's a square. Okay, if you see your name on the screen, please start write out the steps. And Tony, your name is on the last one, okay?
I'm done.
Okay. So everyone compare your answer, okay, with the ones you see on the screen. You can add in yours, okay? Let me know if you have something different. Okay, Geoffrey, you done?
Yeah.
Okay, so for these questions, because it says evaluate, so final answer, there shouldn't be any exponents or radicals, okay? So if you still have radicals, probably something you missed. Okay, does anyone want to add in your answers to the questions? Anyone has different? Yeah, you can add it in, okay? So for question you, Jenny, think it's undefined. Very difficult to write with the mouse. Okay, yeah, or you can write a zero with a line across, right? That will be easier. Okay, undefined. Okay, right. So anything else you want to add, or we'll go over now? Okay, so let's start with question M. Okay, question M. Pay attention to the brackets. Okay, so this one is very good. You have -3 to the 3, and then outside. Isabella, what's the outside number? Is that 2/1 or 2/3?
2/3.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay, and inside you have another 3.
That's a 2.
So inside you have a square.
Right. No, that's a 3. Sorry.
Okay, so you have a 3 inside. Oh, so you rewrite it as 3 to the 3. I see.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. And then and then the over 3 cancels out, I guess. Yeah. Okay. Because this one has a bracket, right? So if I show the work, it's better that you keep the brackets, and then the exponent just stays outside the brackets. Okay, I do 27, and then the over 3 means cube root. Okay, and then you put a square on the outside. Okay, so you don't need to change the 27 into 3 to the 3. And then once you do that, right, the radical part cube root of -27 give you the -3, which connects with your next step, right? And then gets a 9. Okay, so if you are showing the step this way, it will be is more preferred, right? Have a radical form. Okay, question N. If there's a negative exponent, right, means the inside need to flip. But -1/1, if you flip it, becomes 1/-1, it's still -1, right? It won't change. So that's why the inside is still -1, okay? No difference. But then the negative is gone. So what I would add in to the steps, okay, is I write equal here becomes -1 to the 8/5, right? So negative exponent is the same as a positive exponent, and then I turn it into your next step, okay, with a radical form. And then fifth rule of -1 is still -1 to the 8 makes it positive, okay? So that's correct. And then Chanier's. Okay, Chenier has a lot of flipping, okay? So I think you have extra 1/. If there's a negative, it makes the inside flip, okay? So your first step should become -27. Because you flip 1/27, right? So makes it no more fraction. Okay, so you flip the inside right away. And then that makes a cube root. And then give you the answer there. Okay, makes sense, Janier? Okay, and then for Wilson's answer here, right? -8 on the inside. Okay, can you tell me how you got the -8 on the inside? What happened to the exponents? Wilson, can you explain how you get it?
I wasn't quite sure how to really do it. Cause like how do you turn -8 to the power of -1?
Yeah, so if you ignore the number exponent on the outside, okay, if it's 8 to the -1, what does that become?
1/8.
Yeah, okay, the negative at the front is not affected, okay, because there's no bracket around -8. So only the 8 will flip, okay? So if you're showing the step, then your first step should be the inside. Okay, I'll write it here then, yeah. The inside will be -1/8. Okay, so then you use up the -1 exponent, okay? And then I still have the -1 there on the outside. Now your next step is to use up another exponent of negative there. That makes it flip again. So it becomes -8 to the 1/3. Okay, so you start from inside and then work your way out.
Okay.
Okay, and then it becomes cube root, even though at the end it ends up the same, okay, but the steps. Because sometimes they have a kind of question is, two people that do the work, right? You want to choose which one is the wrong way, right? There's question like that. So you look at their steps, right? Like and then you can tell which one has the wrong step.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah.
Can I change my answer really quick?
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. So pay attention to the bracket. Okay. Very important. Question Q. Question Q is Mackenzie, right? So you have -1/2, right? Very good. Okay. You turn the 0.5 to 1/2. And then looks like you did two things at the same time, right? You flip it and then do the square root. But for this one, right? Square root of 16, you can still do more. Okay, so Cat helped you out, right? Finish the last step. So make sure if they say evaluate, final answer, no radicals, okay? No square root. Okay, wow, Geoffrey changed a lot of stuff. Okay. So you think it's undefined now? Yeah. Okay, so the first step I would do is to like question Q, okay? Rewrite it as fraction. Okay, so I would know where the 2 and the 3 comes from. Okay, and then you see that you have brackets Okay, Geoffrey, there's a brackets in the question. So make sure you also keep the brackets when you put it inside the square root. Okay, yeah, okay, so yeah, so then now you this time, right, you have a even, right? This is a square root, this is even. You have a negative, even, negative, right? So we don't really care about the cube. Whenever you see an even index, negative number on the inside, okay, you will get undefined. All right, and then this one, what happened? Okay, Angeline, how did you get the -1? Angeline?
Oh,
Yeah.
I just like switched it because it was 1 over 1.2. So I just made it like
How did you get 1 over 1.2?
simplified it.
And in what way? What did you do to simplify it?
Um,
How come it goes down to the bottom? How did you simplify? That's my question.
mm,
Did you use any law, exponent law?
I think I did it wrong. I don't really know how to do this question.
That's right, though. But you need
Oh,
to how you did. Yeah. The base are the same, right? Both of them are 1.2, right?
mhm.
Yeah. So what can you do with the exponents? When
Oh,
they're
subtract them.
yes, okay. So that's why you get the -1, okay? Now, yeah, okay. You need to know which rule to apply as well, right? So your first step, what you can do is to write out that you subtracted the exponent. Okay, and then get to the point where you have 1.2 to the -1. Now, where's the 5 over 6 come from?
By simplifying it.
Simplifying which number? Simplifying is a big word, right? It can represent a lot of stuff.
I converted it to a decimal.
Convert which one into decimal?
1.2.
1.2 is a decimal.
Oh, I mean fraction.
Okay, so 1.2, you change it to fraction. What's that in fraction?
6 over 5.
Okay, so we write it as 6 over 5 to the -1. And then what will happen if you have 6 over 5 to -1?
You have to flip it because it's negative.
Very good. Okay, so that's the step. Okay, how you show one by one. Okay, very good. Okay, your answer is right. Okay, just make sure you know you can subtract the exponents. What's happening here? So Naomi did something. Did you cross out something?
That's just for the exponent.
Okay, so the -1 over 6, where's that from?
Multiplying these two.
Okay, why do you multiply the exponents?
Exponent law.
Exponent law. Okay, if you have 3 to the square times 3 to the 5, would that be 3 to the 10?
Oh, I mean, you add it.
Yes, okay, we need to do adding. Okay, so let's clear this part, okay? Can you help me clear your blue drawing? Yeah, thank you. Okay. Yeah, so for the top, we need to do adding, right? So if you add the two exponents together, can you tell me what you get then? Negative 1 over 2 plus 1 over 3. Help me.
Wait, am I supposed to do that?
Yeah.
Oh, it's
One,
1
two.
over negative 1 over 6.
Okay, so negative 1 over 6. And then what do you do after that?
Subtract the bottom one.
Okay, so 3 to the what subtract what?
Negative 1 over 6 minus negative, uh, I mean 5 over 6.
Yeah, and that will give you 3 to the
1, negative 1.
1. Okay, very good. So 1 over 3. Okay, last question. Last question, Tony, right? Are you there?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So you got the radical form correct. Okay. Don't forget you need to have brackets because question has brackets, right?
Yeah.
Okay. This fourth root, is that odd or even?
That's even.
Yes. Okay, so even. And then inside, is that positive or negative?
Negative.
Okay, so if you have an even and a negative inside, what will happen?
Undefined.
Yeah, okay, so be careful. This time we have 2 questions that's undefined, okay? So you just go straight to undefined.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so you cannot find the answer. There's no way to have a number times itself 4 times and still be negative. Okay?
Okay.
Right. Okay, can you raise your hand if you finish writing down? Okay, if you got anything wrong, finish the corrections. Okay. And then we're gonna pick on the next page. We won't do the whole thing. Okay, I'm gonna pick a just couple harder ones, and then we'll go over them. Okay. So if you finish writing down this page, you can raise your hand. Because once I move to next page, all the writing, your writing will be gone. Okay. All right, so everyone's ready. We'll move on to next page. Okay, let me clear the drawings. Okay, so I'll pick a couple of them. This one, these 2. Okay, so total of 4 questions. Okay, we'll start with question B. Okay. So the instructions the same, okay? Simplified, then evaluate. So at the end, your answer has no square roots, okay? Just numbers, no exponents as well. Okay, look at question B. How about I think we have time, okay? How about I give you guys 2 minutes to try it out, okay? Don't want to just give away the answers. So if you find the answer for B, you can raise your hand, okay? And we'll go over in 2 minutes. if you need any hint, okay, is to change them into radical form, okay? And then if there's any negative, right, you try to get rid of the negative exponents, right? Negative one can do the flipping. Anyone has the answer now? Please raise your hand. Okay, Henry, what do you have? Your final answer.
I got 9.
9? Okay. Anya, what's yours?
I got 12.
Well, Angeline, do you have an answer?
Not yet.
Okay. Jenny?
I just realized I did something wrong, so I'm gonna quickly change it.
Okay. Anyone else? Okay, Bernice?
I also got 12.
Oh, okay. Anyone else got 9 or 12 or something different? Valerie, what do you have?
I have 12.
Oh, okay, sounds like 12. Okay, so let's see how we can get there. Okay, so we'll start by changing to radical form. Okay, so 0.09 square root, right? 1/2 means square root. 0.008 to the 1/3 means cube root. So we put the cube root, right? 2 to the negative 1/3. This one, because in between is multiplying, so this one is okay to flip up. Okay, so I would like you to make a note on the side. If I have 2 over, let's say 5 plus 2 to negative 3, because of the adding, okay, because there's adding, you cannot make the 2 to negative 3 to flip up, okay? Does not equal to 2 times 2 to the 3, and then 5, right? You cannot just bring it up, okay? But if you have 2/5 times 2 to the -3, if it's multiplying, then it is okay to flip up. Okay, one is correct, one is wrong. Okay, so make sure keep this note, okay, on the side. Okay, adding and subtracting means they are stuck together, okay, like an invisible bracket. Okay, but if it's multiplying, like in this case, I can flip it up. Okay, so this thing will go up 2 to the 3. Okay, because it's multiplying at the bottom. Make sense? Now we just need to evaluate each of the radicals. Square root of 0.09 is 0.3. 2 to the 3 is 8. Okay, the bottom part, cube root is 0.2. And we simplify furthermore. Okay, we multiply the top, you get 2.4 divided by 0.2. And that gives you 24/2, which is 12. Okay, maybe you did it differently, okay, but this is the way I would do it. Okay, do some flipping, evaluate each part. Okay, so let's move on to next one. Question D. Okay, so you see the final answer has no more exponent, right? So same thing, I give you another 2 minutes. Okay, please find the answer for this one. Final answer has no exponents and radicals. This one is a little bit trickier. If you feel it's still stuck here, I'll give you a hint. Okay, you can start by changing the radicals into exponents. Okay, and then see what you can do from there. Oh, looks like this one easier for most of you. Okay, Naomi, what's your answer for D?
5.
5. Okay. Aaron?
I got 5. I mean 25. 25.
25. Okay. And Bernice?
I also got 5.
5. Angeline?
5.
5. Okay. All right, let's go over. All right. So let's hear what you guys did first. Okay, Shania, what did you do first? Shania, are you there? Shania? Is your mic working? How about Enya? What's your first step?
I converted square root 125 into 125 to the power of 1/2.
Okay, very good. Okay, yeah, same as Shania did. Okay, change it to exponents. So now we have several exponents now. Okay, and then Henry, what do you do next?
So I multiplied using the exponent law where you multiply the what's it called, exponents like together.
Yep. So 1/2 and the 4 and the 1/6, right?
Okay, just go.
So I multiplied the 1/2 with the 4, so that got me 2.
Yep.
And then I multiplied that with 1/6, that got me 1/3.
Okay, very good. All right, so you turn it into 1/3, which leads you to cube root. Okay, therefore become the 5. Okay, Aaron, you got it?
Yeah, it's actually 5. Yeah, I just redid it.
Yeah, okay, no problem. Okay, we are just gonna do one more, okay? So for question F, the common mistake is to start by flipping, okay? So like 3 to the -1, you flip it down, 3 to -2, you flip it down. This is wrong, okay? You cannot flip, like I said before, right? If it's add and subtracting, you cannot move them around, okay? However, right, if you turn it into fractions, there will be a lot of fraction to write. Okay, let me erase these drawings first. Right, because if you write it as a fraction, okay, like 1/3 minus 1/3 squared, 1/3 cubed plus 3. Okay, of course this will work, okay, but too complicated. And I'm lazy, right? Too many fractions to write. So instead, we'll do it this way, okay? So we pick the one that is the most negative. 3 to the -3 has the most negative exponent, right? So we know that one's the most negative. I'm just copying the question one more time. And then I'm going to multiply top and bottom by the opposite. So the most negative, I'll make it into most positive. So 3 to the 3. 3 to the 3. Okay, so if the most negative is 3 to the -5, then you will multiply top and bottom by 3 to the 5. Okay, so pick the most negative exponent, then multiply by, okay, just multiply. But then when you multiply, you need to make the exponent positive, okay? So that's how you pick, okay? If you see a -3, you use 3. If you see a -5, you use 5, okay? So once you get here, what this is gonna do is to help us eliminate all the negative exponent when it goes in. Okay, so that's the trick to deal with this instead of having a lot of fractions. So when you multiply in, the exponent needs to add. So you get 3 squared for the first one, minus 3 to the 1 over 3 to the 0 plus 3 to the 4. Any questions so far? How we get to this point? Once you get here, the rest is easy, okay? Because there's no more negative, okay? So I'll let you guys finish the final answer, okay? At the end, you should get a fraction, all right? So please raise your hand if you have the final number. Okay, Aaron, what's your answer?
I got 1/3, like from simplifying.
1/3. And before you simplify, what do you get?
I got 3 to the power of 2 over 3 to the power of 3.
How'd you get that? What's your numerator when you simplify?
Oh, it was 9, and the denominator is 27.
But 9 minus 3,
Wait, is it?
because 3 squared is 9, right? There's a minus.
I did like the top, like the exponent minus the bottom.
Yeah, you cannot do that because there's a
Oh.
subtraction, there's a adding, okay? So you have to deal with subtracting and adding first because they everything on the top together, everything at the bottom together, okay? Like an invisible brackets. So you have to deal with the things in the brackets first. Okay, so can you try again? Tell me what's in the numerator.
It is 6.
Okay, yeah. And then the denominator?
Is it 82?
Yeah, 82. Okay, now you simplify the fractions.
Oh, okay, it's 3/41.
Yeah, 3/41. Okay, so remember this, okay? When you have add or subtract in between, you have to deal with that first. No flipping, no simplifying, okay? So everything on the top, you got to figure it out first. Okay, I guess we are done for today. And Naomi, Shania, and Tony, okay? And wait for your homework, okay? And rest of you, I'll see you next week. Okay.
Thank you.
You.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Welcome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.